Tagadan 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 pam pam tagadan 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 pam pam tagadan 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 pam pam tagadan.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us for day one of the two-day HPC AI Advisory Council Swiss Conference and HPC XXL User Group. My name is Brian Sparks, and I'm the Director of Worldwide Operations for the Council, and will be today's moderator. Obviously, would have loved to do this conference in person as previously scheduled, but we're happy, thanks to our member support, to be able to bring this to you live over the web. During these times, we hope everyone continues to be safe and remain healthy. We have a robust agenda for the next 3 hours with great topics and speakers. I encourage everyone to ask questions via the Q&A window, and our presenters will try to answer them after their presentation. This webinar is being recorded, and the sessions and the slides will be available on the Council's conference website and YouTube pages over the coming days. I'd like to thank Xscale Solutions for their sponsorship of the conference, and to our media partners, Gabriel Consulting, HPC Wire, Inside HPC, Intersect 360, The Next Platform, OrionX.net, and Scientific Computing World for their ongoing coverage of the Council's worldwide conferences and activities. With that, let me introduce you to Gilad Shiner, Chairman of the HPC AI Advisory Council, and Hussein Haraki, HPC System Manager at CSCS, to kick off the conference. Gentlemen, good morning, good day, good afternoon.
Thanks, Ryan. It's amazing. It's like 4 a.m. in the morning your time, and you actually have a strong voice. Maybe we should do other meetings the same time.
Well, thank you, coffee.
Thank you, coffee, definitely. So I did prepare few slides, just a couple of slides. Maybe if the man and the legend, Mr. Hussein, will allow me just to go quickly on 2-3 slides, and then we'll go back and have a full video.
Definitely, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. So on behalf of Hussein and myself, and I'm going to let Hussein speak the majority of the time, don't worry. I want to welcome you to the virtual 2021 Swiss Conference and HPC XSL User Group. We definitely wanted to have that meeting in the place that where you can see the picture, but unfortunately we couldn't make it this year. We do plan to go and be back physically in Lugano for next year. So that's something that we can talk about end of tomorrow. So very quick about the council. The council is a non-profit organization which is focusing on driving educations and knowledge and more information around high-performance computing and deep learning technologies, architectures, infrastructure, software, and so forth. The council is doing multiple activities or managing multiple activities, all from the contribution of its more than 400 member companies and universities and research centers. There are several activities that we're doing within the council. The first one is you obviously see is managing the conference. We're managing multiple conferences around the year. The second thing is operating a small compute data center where we try to host different kind of technologies on the computing side, on a storage side, on a software side, and so forth. We're utilizing that system center in order to run different kind of application best practices so we can publish all the work and give information to everyone around the world on how to install if you're beginning, or how to optimize performance and scalability of different applications, leveraging different kind of compilers, libraries, frameworks, and so forth. The center, it's also open for the council members to run their own testing. By the way, being a member does not cost anything, and with that you can actually gain a lot of capabilities or advantages being part of the council. We continue to release application best practices over time. We have a huge amount of them posted on the website. Some applications you can actually see the progress over years with different kind of technologies. So we do refresh of applications when a new technology is coming out. There's more cases that we're creating, and everything is published, give you indications on the effect of the different elements of data center technologies, either hardware or software, the impact of those on the application performance and scalability. We're also happy to manage and participate in some of the managing some of the world student cluster competitions. We're managing the one that is gonna start shortly as part of ISC, the International Supercomputing Conference. And we're collecting the information from all of the student cluster competitions being done yearly wise, and then listing or creating what is being called the university leadership list that actually lists universities according to their participation and their achievements in the various student cluster competitions around the world. If you are working with university and you don't see that on the list, you should definitely drive them to participate. It gives a great knowledge, great experience with HPC technology, hardware and software, ability to meet people from different areas of the HPC arena, other students, and so forth. So with that, I'm gonna stop sharing. And I wanted to welcome you again. Unfortunately, it's a virtual event, but we hope that we actually brought a great content over the 2 days. So it's a short 2 days, 3 hours, 4 hours, but we try to give or enable you guys to actually gain an insight to the new things that are being developed around HPC and around AI. With that, sorry that I talk too much. I'll give you all the time that you want from this point on.
Thank you, Gilad. I mean, I'm used to. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon and good evening. I can see people from all over the world. My name is Hussein Araki from the Swiss National Supercomputing Center. It's really my great pleasure and honor, to welcome you at the HPC Advisory Council Swiss Conference. It is for the first and hopefully the last time this Swiss conference takes place over Zoom. It's really, last year we skipped it. This year we said, okay, we are still here. We are still supporting it. We'll continue sharing what we do during the year. Hopefully next year we'll see you in Lugano. Hopefully we'll see there's more than 150 people registered. We have 154 people so far registered for the conference. It's not going to be so long. I'm just going to pass back to Brian one more thing. There's no logistics here. We don't have to worry about lunch, or risotto is ready or the bus will leave. So we are just going straight forward, and hopefully that you'll enjoy it. And please write us in case there's any comment about it, something that you believe we have to add to the conference. We'll be very happy to add it. Brian, pass it to you.
Thank you, Hussein. And I do have risotto going right now, so got to make sure that we have at least a little bit of consistency. All right, so thank you, gentlemen. I'd like to now introduce Michele De Lorenzi, Deputy Director of CSCS. Michele.
Okay, thank you, Brian. So let me first of all share my screen, and then I can say some words. And I hope that you see the right view. It's correct. Yes, perfect.
Yes.
And then it's my pleasure to welcome you all here virtually in Lugano for this HPC Advisory Council. So it was important that we continue doing this conference. So last year we was too short on time for the preparation. Now we already had the chance to prepare this virtual meeting. And since you are in Lugano, you already have seen the picture of before, but I show again the picture so that you really have the impression to be in Lugano. Just now casting for the weather forecast outside is a little bit more cloudy than we show in the pictures, but the reality is always maybe a little bit different than what we show in nice picture. But still a nice weather, and I would really great to meet you in person. I've already had a look at the list of the participants, so many no-name people we meet since so many years, and it would really nice to have a personal chat together with you, but so we have to wait a little bit longer. Let's go. Every time I welcome you, it's a good chance also for us, for the Swiss National Supercomputing Center, to show what we are doing. There's this short chance and to look a little bit back what we have done and what we are doing in the future. Just to remember how the center developed in the last 10 years. So we had 10 years ago, now we had our latest production machine was Monte Rosa with 212 teraflops. Now we have one factor 130 larger with pit stein with 2 partitions, and there is more to come. I will show you a slide a little bit later about our new system. But you see how much this field is developing and how much important is further education here. And what we were also giving is the computing time for science. So has been increased by a factor of 15. So we were giving in 2020, these are the latest number I have of last year, something like 54 or 55 million node hours. And also the employees are always increasing, and always have a look on our web pages if maybe an interesting position open. So we went from 50% 2010 in 116 now from 25 different nations. So it's really a very international place here at CSCS, and we like very much this. And finally, which is the most important, our user community is always developing. So we went from 65 projects and 600 users. Now we have more than double the number of projects and user is even more, 3 times more. We have about 160 projects we are directly supporting in the user lab and about 1,200 users. You have maybe seen some on April 12th, so it's not many days ago. We had a very nice announcement together with our colleague from HPE, Old Cray, and NVIDIA. We could announce the world's most powerful AI-capable supercomputer. We had a nice press release, and we had a nice rendering of the future system. The system is not there at this time, so we have already only 4 cabinets this time, so it's the beginning. But we will, by 2023, we go online with ALPS, which is a system infrastructure that will replace CSS existing pit stain, and will be still a general purpose system that will be open to a broad community of researchers in Switzerland and the rest of the world. Maybe in the announcement you have seen there was also focus on climatology, and this is, let's say, the use case we are pushing to do the benchmark, to set where we want to go. But this is, let's say, is the only use for, we will produce a lot of science on climatology, but it's for us to set the level we would like to reach. But in fact, the machine is really open to all the scientific fields. We think that climatology from the requirements is good enough to represent different scientific domains. Maybe also about one word, we say the ALPS system infrastructure and not just the ALPS supercomputer. This is because we want really to put an emphasis on the possibility to create different partition of the machine useful for different kinds of users. So we want to go really more and more to focus on what the needs of the different customers are, the different user groups, and not just to offer a supercomputer, but a full environment that can support in the best way science. And the machine will be based on the new HPE Cray X supercomputer product line. which will featuring the HPE Cray software stack for a software-defined HPC experience. What I was telling before, this concept of infrastructure, not just a supercomputer. And very important will be the utilization of the NVIDIA CPUs and the GPUs. And this was related to the announcement of NVIDIA for the new Grace CPU, but we will also still use the NVIDIA GPUs for the new machine. And the press release was also very important focus on telling that will be one of the most AI-capable supercomputers. This is an important feature, but it's still one of the features. The machine is not just for AI, should be used for different scientific fields. This conference takes place, so the fact that CSS is supporting this HPC AI Advisory Council is also related to the commitment we have to knowledge sharing. As I've showing before, things are developing very fast, even under COVID. So it's really important that we still invest in further education, in understanding, in sharing. And the next event CSS will be hosting, will be organizing more, will be the PASC 21 conference. We really hope to be in person, but still will be online. And let's say the hosting organization will be the University of Geneva. We were not able to carry out this conference last year. And so we will be online. And what is PASC 21 is an interdisciplinary platform. So really people coming from different scientific fields, we want them to share, to come together, to exchange their competencies in scientific computing and computational science, and really to look on all the, let's say, different elements that are needed to do supercomputing by using HPC. So the tools, the algorithms, the application challenges, and using new technique and HPC also related to technologies. The title of this year's is New Challenges, New Computing Paradigms. So it's really related about what is happening now. We see a lot of new technologies appearing, new possibilities, and a really very interesting time. And we want the people to discuss about this. It's now time to register. Please visit this address. We will share at the end of my presentation. We'll find a PDF and you can follow this link then later. But you can already register for the conference, July 5 to 9. And the conference, we will have keynote presentation, very interesting by very important scientists. We'll have mini symposia, presentation of peer-reviewed papers. We'll have panel, poster session, and so on. And that is also the conference is being supported by ACM, the same people that are supporting the supercomputing conference and the SIG HPC group. But this is not the only one event we're organizing. We will have again a summer school. And we were thinking last year that the fact of going online will be a problem, but going online also introduced a lot of chances, because earlier we could only host 20 to 30 young students here in Lugano to learn more about HPC, introduce them in HPC, data, AI, and all this field, this fascinating field. And the number of participating was limited by the size of the place, the hotel we were renting. And now, just to show you, in 2020, we went online and we could have 100 people attending the conference. We had two groups, 50 people really online in exchange and 50 more offline, but still they could attend the conference. And for 2021, we had 219 applications. So we are now selecting who can participate to the conference, because 200 is too large. But this is just to show the new possibilities the online teaching is giving. And we had a very nice feedback from the participants last year. So it was very positive, the feedback. If you want to go to our web pages, you will see a lot of positive feedback. We had interviews with these students. Then we are also committed to the user of CSCS, and in September we will have again a user lab day where all user can meet. And to the knowledge I have this time, there is a good chance that the event will be a hybrid one. So we will be in person, people meeting September 3rd in Lucerne, which is quite in the center of Switzerland, very nice city, but also people can participate online. And at this time, we can just tell you, save the date. Then again, I think it's really to have hands-on these technologies, and this is a very good collaboration we have also with NVIDIA, is the AeroHack, where people can really learn using the GPUs. They come into the conference, the AeroHack, with their own codes, and they want to improve them. And last year was online, worked also well, and this year again it has been online. And we had about 8 groups participating in the conference. So for this year we are already booked, but if you know people interested in this opportunity to improve their codes together, having experts helping them, experts from CSCS, but also from NVIDIA, from other companies, this is a great opportunity to get out the maximum of the hardware we have. And finally, let's hope that, so at this time everything looks good, to have again supercomputing, and this will be the next chance to meet myself in person, will be November 15 to 18 at Supercomputing. We will have again a booth there, and we are invited to visit us and get some Swiss chocolate and coffee, not a virtual one, but real one. What I can say at this time is really, first of all, to thank all the people contributing to this conference, so all the organization committee here at CSCS, but also outside, to thank all the speakers and to thank all the participants that are taking time to contribute to this conference, and have a great conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michele.
Bum 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 bum.